All right, and welcome back. It's week 13 pregame show of the College Football Corner, and it's Fletcher and Randy right here. We are bringing it to you as real as it can be, keeping it real, not showing any bias, even though we do have the teams we love. So we thank you for joining us. As always, we're a W sponsor partner, so go to WGG and type in the FE network and you get your 10%. And actually, right now, this, through the 30th, you don't even do that. Just type in. It's on there. It's let me think. BF for Black Friday 2025. It's 50% off. They're killing us on that one. So
Ah,
get it while you can. So got some interesting news as of late in the last 24 hours in the world of college football. We'll get to that as well as other things that are happening today. Uh, let's see. Should we just start off with the games, you think? Or you got anything you want to talk about before we get into the games? Or
yeah. Well, I mean, we can talk about some of the stuff that's going on. You got, James Franklin going to Virginia Tech
right.
and leaving a bunch of money on the table at Penn State, but I guess he's going to get it back in the long run.
Yeah, I was analyzing that in my mind when it all went down this week, and I was thinking, they all did a pretty good job because Virginia Tech got rid of the coach, which was actually a James Franklin former assistant at Penn State, and then they came out and said we're committing more money, more resources for players, and everything else. Kind
Yeah,
of setting the table out there that this is going to be a great place to come. And then they went out and got the best guy available, probably in James Franklin. And because with
turn the light off when you're done.
all the mess that's going on with Brian Kelly and LSU, that's a total mess there, and I think that's hurting his ability to maybe market himself because of all the fighting over the money. Where Franklin's like, I don't care about the money. I want to coach. I've made a lot of money, so I don't care. I make 9 million versus 50 million, but I'm coaching at what is probably a great institution. He's used to recruiting in that area because of where he's been an assistant before in the past, and they're going to love him there. And it's in the ACC where you can probably win second year in, if not first year in, if you're a Signetti type. So I think it's a win for all the way around for him and for Virginia Tech.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think so. It's in the Brian Kelly thing, I think that looks worse on LSU than it does Brian Kelly. To be honest with you.
Well, I don't disagree with that. It's not looking bad so much on him as it is. It's just like nobody's touching that yet because it's not resolved, But yeah, it looks
Right.
really
Yeah.
bad at LSU. There's no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. And then one of the other things that the timing of this whole Lane Kiffin thing, which every time an opening comes open, the last couple of years, first name we hear Lane Kiffin. Uh, I didn't know he was such a hot commodity to everybody in the country, but and the thing is, on Lane Kiffin's part, I think this is a horrible move on his part. I mean, not checking out what's available out there, can't blame him for that. Make a little more money, maybe going to a better job, maybe not. But here you are sitting on a team 9-1, 10-1, whatever their record is, and now you're going to create all this controversy and all this uproar coming into the last 2 weeks of the season, the Egg
Right.
Bowl, headed for the playoffs. To me, it would be real simple just to say, hey, look, I met with you. I'm interested, but we're not doing anything until after first of the year. I got a job to do. We got a mission to go on, and personally, I think the rules shouldn't allow them to do this in the middle of the season, anyways, or any part of the season. To be honest with you,
Right.
um, but yeah, I mean, it just muddies the water for Ole Miss. Man, they've had a great season. They're right there sitting at number 6 or whatever,
Oh yeah.
and now they have this big distraction because of their coach. And I just think it's a bad move, not a good look for him. Uh, like I said, I don't blame him for checking out what his possibilities are, but the way it's going, with the way it's come about, of course, you can't hide anything anymore from the media. But you can meet with your team and say, hey, we're going to finish what we started. Let's get this done, and go, and then we'll deal with everything else when that's over with.
And you know just a few days ago, it was they made him an ultimatum. He's like, "That's not true." And then 2 days later, he's going to have an announcement after the Egg Bowl. It's like, and I understand from their standpoint, if we don't know you're leaving by the time you leave after the CFP, because you're probably going in, we're going to be no coach at all, and all the prospects are gone. So there's a little bit of weirdness there with the whole calendar with all the CFP
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
But as you as a coach, high school level and stuff, I mean, what does it sound like? I mean, if you put yourself in your players' positions, if you go in and you say, "Hey, we're going to the playoffs. Let's go win it." By the way, I'm coaching across town next year. No problem. I mean, that's
sure.
going to be on their minds, right? There's just no
Well,
way
sure.
around it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
affects the team and everything else, and recruiting affects your recruiting.
Yep.
Uh, but the players are going to say, "What the heck, man? The guy kind of quit on us here." Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I just think, like I said, the timing of that whole thing on his part, or what he's let it become. But I read an article yesterday, which I pretty much agree with. They're like, Lane Kiffin, he thrives in the spotlight. That's where he wants to be. So
True.
this kind of thing throws him right into that. But I think he really needs to make a commitment to those guys at Ole Miss and finish this thing out. I mean, they're sitting with one loss, still possibly make the SEC championship game, certainly make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's a bad. I think it's a bad move.
And honestly, I watched a little bit of the Lane Kiffin biography or a documentary,
Uh huh.
and I honestly, this is all before some of this is coming out. This is probably a month and a half ago when I saw it, and
Yeah.
I thought, man, he's a changed guy. He's sober now. He's more relaxed. He's not, he said something about the town of Oxford has changed him because they're all relaxed down there. They're
Oh
not
yeah.
run a gun run. And so I thought, you know what? He probably ain't going anywhere. He's probably going to stay there. He's happy. He's got a great team. His daughter came down to live with him. And then when this whole thing comes out that he's going to give an announcement, I'm thinking somebody said, and I think there's a little wisdom to it. If he was staying, he'd say it. So the fact that he hadn't said it just makes it weird that he's probably is leaving. And then I'm thinking, I guess he's just not the guy I thought he was watching that documentary. Of course, can't take only documentary can make you think anything. So
Yeah.
it's to me it's a little disappointing because I think you know if he goes to the CFP this year, doesn't win it all. If he goes 8, 9, or 10 wins next year, they love him in Oxford. He does that 3 or 4 years in Florida or LSU, he's out the door.
Right. Yeah.
It's a totally different animal, and I wouldn't want that. I'd stay right where I was at. He's if he wins the CFP, there's a statue of him up front of the place next year. Because the greatest coach that Ole Miss has ever had. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe he in his mind, I know he loves the coach for Florida. What's his face? The old guy, the old ball coach. Can't think of his name.
Superior. Sub.
Yeah, Spurrier.
Superior.
He idolized him. It's why he wears a visor. He said. Seriously. So if you really like him that much and you idolize him, and you want to go coach where he coached, good luck. But it's like somebody say, "I'm going to go coach at Ohio State because I love Woody Hayes." You're never going to be Woody Hayes. So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like don't do it for that reason. But
Well,
who
it's
knows?
weird that he's been out of the game for many years. I mean, it's, saying I want to coach at, like you were saying, Ohio State because of Woody Hayes or Alabama because of Bear Bryant. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Wear the
that's just
hat and stuff.
kind of
It's like,
silly. Oh yeah.
so
So yeah, but anyways, yeah, a couple of things that are going on that just kind of makes me scratch my head a little bit. I mean, I am happy for James Franklin. It's probably a good move for him. He wants to coach, obviously, so
yeah.
that's the best move for him.
And now Penn State's on the clock. What are they going to do? It's going to be interesting. I don't think they're going to give it to that interim guy. I just don't think that guy's cut enough to do it. Do they go down and get some dude like Signetti that wants to come up and fire on all cylinders, or do they go after Kelly? Which I don't think I would go after Kelly. No big deal, but who knows?
Well, the rumor on the Bama thing today is going after Kalen DeBoer from
You know
Alabama.
what? I did
I'm
see
like,
that. I'm thinking,
well, as an Alabama fan, you can have it. I mean, I like the guy. And he's done well, but I still have a few question marks here and there, and
yeah.
all these close games, and possibly going to be knocked out of the playoff picture again.
Yeah, late season losses aren't doing anybody any good.
Oh man, just freaking killing them, you know.
And
But
then,
anyways, that's
and,
yeah.
and who would Bama get? But that's for a different day.
Oh well,
But,
what you know what they have is him going to Penn State, Kiffin coming to Alabama.
oh,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
you
I
know.
don't
Of
know.
course, there's the two options for well, that's not the only two options, obviously. But two options for Alabama from Alabama guys. You know, one would be Dabo Sweeney,
Yeah,
and
that would be interesting
that's
because
where
he's a Bama guy.
yeah, he's an Alabama guy. He played at Alabama, and then the other one would be Lane Kiffin. Uh, I mean, that would be the two people that
Right.
I would go after if I was actually looking for somebody. But I don't think the other guy's going anywhere. But you know, of course, they don't have a challenge this week. But next week, Auburn can literally, you know, Auburn's got everything in the world to
They got nothing to lose.
nothing to lose. Just
Yeah.
throw it all out on the table. We'll run trick plays. We'll run kick. We'll run side offs. You name it. Flea
that a-
flickers, onside kicks. You know,
Is that a home game for Bama, or is that
Nope.
is that Auburn?
Auburn at night.
We know how that goes. Weird things
Yeah.
happen at what is that name of that stadium?
Um,
Yeah, I know, I just can't think of what it is, but yeah, weird things happen there. There's no doubt.
yeah. That's,
Wow. The Iron Bowl will be interesting. Yeah, that's right. It's
oh yeah.
whew. All right. Well, let's move on.
Yeah.
So I read and saw where, just for grins, I know they said, I read it, Tate and Smith are not playing today for Ohio State. Shouldn't derail them from beating Rutgers, but it's concerned moving into next week. That'll be 3 weeks straight that Tate hasn't played. You know, everybody's what's going on, what's the injuries, lower body injuries, all they're saying. So we'll see what happens and all that. More importantly, today's game that matters, first one we'll talk about, that's rank on rank. Ducks and USC. I thought I read it where both Ducks wide receivers are also out.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, if you got some people banged up, I mean, when you have a game like most of the teams have this week, I mean, why not? I mean, set them
Sure.
out. Don't send them out there injured. Or,
Oh, yeah.
Or 50%, 75%, even 80%. You know, let them set, let them get healthy, and you know, bring them back for the big ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. As long as they are coming back for the big ones, or
Well-
are they masking how bad the injuries are? Who knows?
I don't think it's that bad, but
The word was that Purdue, Tate was ready to go, and then he felt a tightness in his lower body. It didn't say where, and they
Yeah.
held him out. And they said he could have played, but we didn't need him to. 3 weeks later, he still ain't played. So no big deal. Who knows? You know, there's a million things that could be going. Gamesmanship, you know, getting reps for other guys because they're not playing tough teams. A million things, you know. But you know, and then so USC at Oregon. That's a rank on rank, and that game has big time CFP. Its fingers are all over it. If USC wins that game, that's another win against a ranked team. That's USC would have beaten Michigan, them, and Illinois, and then they lost to Notre Dame. So they played ranked teams and won most of them, and they're almost certainly going to be a team that's going to be a fourth team getting into from the Big Ten. I think.
Yeah.
They have 2 losses now. Obviously, one more will be a third.
well, I mean,
And then some of that depends on what happens in other conferences as well.
right, other games, but also, you know, if you that's my upset pick, by the way.
Oh, you're picking USC?
I'm taking USC over Oregon.
Nice.
At Oregon. Nah, why not? You know, of course,
Yeah.
keep in mind that all my upset picks haven't happened yet, but bound to get one sooner or later. But you know, what I was going to say was, you know, a second loss to Oregon for Oregon. I mean, like Alabama dropped 6 spots.
Right.
So I mean, Oregon losing that game, setting at what, 6?
Yeah, Oregon
What-
6 or 9 or something. I got it over here. Well, that's the schedule. I have to look it up. They might. Yeah, I can't remember. I think they might be 6. That might be right. Let me pull that up real quick. But yeah, Oregon. What's killing them if they lose is they haven't played a lot of ranked teams, and the ones they've played, they've lost. Indiana,
that's-
and it would be USC. So rankings. Here we go.
I
And
mean, if
yeah,
USC
there's
comes
7.
in and does to them, so if USC comes in, I mean, if USC comes in and does to them what Indiana did, uh, that probably knocks them out of the playoffs.
I
I mean,
think
for now, anyways.
I think Oregon losing the game in general puts a serious hurting on them getting in the playoffs versus other 2 loss teams. You got to see how long it's up because they just don't have a great resume. So it all depends on what do the 2 loss teams do the next 2 weeks, whether or not, because they got to play Washington next week. That's no cakewalk. That's
Right.
so.
Well, yeah.
But definitely, if USC loses, that's their 3rd loss. That pretty much kicks them
Well,
out,
they're
and then
done.
yeah, and then Oregon would have a good win against a good ranked team. Win next week, you're a 1 loss team, and you're probably in. But yeah, the 2 loss team for
Well, yeah,
Oregon would be interesting if they got lost to USC. USC almost certainly gets in again and over them. So they got not only do they got to be the 5th, team automatically coming from. I don't know if Big Ten's going to send 5, so that's another problem.
they're not going to send 5.
Right. So. It should now. Other things are if Oregon wins and Michigan beats Ohio State next week, Michigan can figure into it with being a 2 loss team and having a win against the number 1 team in the nation, and then having beat they would have a tiebreaker against well they would beat I'm sorry they'd be ahead of USC because if USC wins they got a tiebreaker against Michigan. There's a lot of moving parts and all that, but
Yeah.
I really don't want to talk about Michigan getting in the playoffs in this show, but
Well,
if I have to I will.
I mean, I don't see it happening.
No.
I just don't. I mean, if Ohio State loses to Michigan this year, they might as well just get rid of Ryan Day. Honestly,
all depends on if they win the national championship.
You can't have the superior team.
I know. I agree.
I don't even care if they win a championship. You can't have the superior team 4 years in a row and lose games like that. You just can't.
I agree.
I mean, you pull up. Well, we did win, but I mean, come on, man. I mean, they have been the better team. My opinion, they've been the better team every year, except maybe the year before when Michigan won the championship. Maybe they're more even, but I mean, for the most part, Ohio State is the better team whenever they meet and they're losing that game.
If you ignore all the cheating scandal stuff and what may or may not be true about all that, when Michigan started winning in 2020, they were good games that they pulled away late with big runs
Right.
a couple years in a row. And then last year there's no way they should lose to Michigan, and they did. 10-13.
Yeah,
that was just a despicable effort all the way around, coaching all the way to the water boy. I mean, the whole team didn't play good, didn't coach good.
Yep.
So I don't expect to see that this year. But because I think Michigan probably is not as good this year as they were last year. Although they can still run the football, they don't have the defense they had like last year. They got a good defense, but they don't have those dudes up front. And their wideouts aren't very good. They're very bad in the back end. Their quarterback play is pretty bad.
Running backs are beat up.
Yeah, no, they got 2. They're down to the 3rd stringer. They lose this one, and more importantly, I mean, even Ohio State needs to play great for sure. And if they play great, I think they win big because I can't see Michigan hanging with them if they play great. So even if they win and they play horrible, I don't know how I feel about that because I know when it's the rival games, you got to throw out the records and all that stuff. But Michigan's not a great team this year. Even though they only have 2 losses, they haven't played a whole lot of teams, and the ones they played, they've lost. So neither is Ohio State. We'll find out a lot about it, that's for sure. And part of it could be if we go in there and they beat the snot out of us, maybe we're not as good as everybody thought they were. It's just haven't played anybody to show it. Who knows, So, but I doubt it.
No, I more than doubt it. Friggin', but yeah, I mean, this week, get out of here, Cat. This week, other than a couple really good matchups, I mean, Ohio State, Rutgers, Georgia, Charlotte, Alabama, Eastern Illinois.
I think there's only 2 ranked on ranks. We talked about one, and the other one's Missouri and Oklahoma, and that one's got a little CFP action. Oklahoma can't afford to be all high-fiving about the Alabama game with Missouri coming to town.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
because Missouri can do what Alabama couldn't do, and that is run the football. Whether they will against OU, we'll see. But I think if they have success running the football against OU, they could win that game because OU is all defense and they don't need offense. Obviously, they've won 2 games this year, getting killed in the stat book because they get their defensive play and turnovers and stuff. So,
Oh, it just hit me.
what's that?
Jordan Hare Stadium.
There you go, Jordan Hare. There you go.
Jordan Hare Stadium. But I mean, yeah, but going. I mean, there's just not. I mean, Texas A&M plays Sanford. I mean, geez.
Yeah, it's not a lot of marquee games, so it's a lot of senior days. Watching rolling out the seniors, giving them hugs and kisses, and go beat the worst team in the world.
All that good stuff. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
USC
yeah.
Oregon at 3:30. It probably.
That's a game to watch. Yeah, if you're gonna watch one game, that's a game you want to watch. There's no
Yeah.
doubt. That's got a lot of implications. And honestly, I think I don't doubt you at all. USC's got a really good shot. Here lately, they're playing really good football, and Oregon just quite it isn't. They're not horrible football, but I think they're a step back from last year. So at home, if they can get the crowd going, jump on them. But it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's just this is not the USC, and we talked about this last week. I think that it's not the USC that we've seen in the past. I think they're much better defensively.
Yep.
Maybe not as high-powered offensively, but I think all around, I think they're a little bit. I think they're a little more.
Balanced.
There you go, balanced. So, I mean that helps them. And I'm just not really sure about Oregon yet. I mean, I know what. Hey, cat, you bit me, you crazy mutt.
I think we're going to change the name of the show to the College Football Cat Box.
Man, I'm telling you, that cat friggin'. But try to push him off here. He bit me. But I mean, with what happened with Indiana going to Oregon and that kind of stuff, I just kind of wonder. I just kind of wonder about Oregon. Like I said, they haven't had a whole lot of really big tests, but we'll find out.
Yeah. Next week's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of good games that are going to be real important.
Well,
This
rivalries.
Yeah. And, a couple teams just got to get through the weekend to make sure they don't have a loss that's going to kill them. Alabama's one of them, obviously. Could be USC if they win this week, because I think they play UCLA the following week, which they shouldn't have a problem with, but it's a rivalry game, so you never know. But USC is not a good team this UCLA, sorry, is not a good team this year. At all.
No.
Except for 3 weeks in the middle of the season when I don't know what was going on there, but
Well, I mean, in rivalry weekend, as great as those rivalries are, the Iron Bowl, Michigan, Ohio State, the Egg Bowl, the Texas A&M and Texas. The only team that it's going to have a big that rivalry has a big effect on is Alabama, because I mean they lose, they're out.
right.
Ohio State can lose, they're still in.
Yeah.
Texas A&M can lose, they're still in. Ole Miss could, maybe Ole Miss could lose and still be in. But yeah, I mean Alabama gets that third loss, they're out. So that's we'll talk about the biggest rivalry for that game that means the most is it's Alabama Auburn.
Another game, I think it's a noon game today that should be pretty interesting and has a little bit of conference implications is BYU at Cincinnati. It's a big noon kick. Fox is there. And Cincinnati have got 3 losses, so they're not going to be in at large, but they have an outside chance by winning this game to make it to the conference championship. I don't think it's an automatic yet. They got to win next week and somebody else lose. That's their only path. BYU obviously 1 loss, and it was a thumping by Texas Tech. They just keep winning, and they'll go right back and see Texas Tech again, which I'm sure they wouldn't mind a second chance at them, although it was ugly. Texas Tech looked like they were just on a different playing field. But
yeah, that looked like that was bad. And that we'll go with Cincinnati again, just in hopeful thinking. But yeah, I'm starting to believe a little bit in BYU, as odd as it looks. And I don't know why it looks so odd to me. Maybe it's because their quarterback is number
47.
Yeah, something about that is just off for me, anyways. I mean,
I think it's exactly what it is.
I mean, they're winning games, and but like I said, I mean, the quarterback. I mean, he throws some, but basically, he was a running back turned quarterback, and you certainly see that if you watch him play. But I'm going to go with Cincinnati and wishful thinking, but You know,
Yeah, I'm taking Cincinnati too. You know, we're Ohio guys, root for the Ohio teams unless they play the team you like. And, it'd be great for Cincinnati to pull that upset, and shock the world. And then who knows? It's not, like I said, it's no guarantee. I think they get to the championship game in the Big 12, but it's guaranteed they won't if they don't win the game. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see them pull a big win at home.
so is that your upset pick?
Yep, that's my upset pick, UC for sure.
Okay, that's your upset
Yep.
pick. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, because I really, it's hard for me to have an upset in USC and Oregon. I feel like they're just like right there, even though I think the 15 is USC and 7 is Oregon, so they're definitely an upset with USC winning that game and on the road. But I feel like USC's a really good team. I don't know what the spread that game is, but I can't imagine it'd be a whole lot because USC's playing really good football. So
Yeah, I mean Oregon's definitely favored in that game.
right.
They let's see here. What do we got? USC
I
Oregon.
might have it right.
Oregon
Here.
10.5.
What?
Yeah.
Boy, I would take USC that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. At Oregon. Oregon's 10.5 point favorite.
That means, wow, that means they got to win by 2 scores. Wow, no,
Yeah.
I don't see that being a 2-score game for either team. So, wow, I think that's free money if you're a betting person.
Well, yeah. I mean that's the bad thing is whenever you get these big mismatches. I mean you have Charlotte and Georgia. Georgia's a 43.5 point favorite. I mean that's a lot of points, man. I mean
And you still can't bet against them.
Well, I mean, yeah, but the thing is, this point in the season,
Right.
I mean, what are they going to be? What are they going to be looking for? I mean, if they get up 4 touchdowns, 28 points or whatever, I'm starting to pull guys. I
Well,
get a
the
guy
thing
hurt.
is, when I look at something like that, I say, okay, they're going to get up big, they'll pull them. Do the backups still score? And I'm thinking they
Well,
probably will.
they probably will, but they're not going to score like the first team does. But I mean,
And is the defense going to pick 6-1? All the extra stuff. That's a
Well,
lot.
yeah,
That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points.
That's
no
that's
doubt.
what I'm getting at. That's a lot of points. I'm pulling. He goes. Ohio State's a 29.5 point favorite. Georgia 43.5. Alabama 49.5.
I think I'd take the other on that one.
I'll friggin' take Eastern Illinois all day on that one.
No doubt. No doubt.
I mean, apparently they forgot how Ty Simpson looks the last 3 weeks, but heck, he'll give Eastern Illinois 21 points himself.
Yeah, Kalen DeBoer likes to play down to his opponents too, doesn't he?
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's just that's a lot of friggin' points.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. If Vegas knows what they know, there's a lot of bad games coming this week when teams are supposed to win by that much. They might be right,
Well, here's one that's even. So Samford versus Texas A&M, 52.5 points.
Oh my gosh, 52.5. I would almost take Sanford on that.
52.5.
The points. Wow, that's amazing.
And the weird thing is, a 52.5 point favorite, but the over and under is 59.5. So basically, they're saying that Samford is not going to score.
And Iowa at home, Michigan State's going into Iowa. They're getting 16.5 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all betting.
Now we don't normally talk about the point spread, but when it's
when
you have
ridiculous.
when you have games like this, it's like wow, you kind of notice those things because, like I said, in most of the previous weeks, other than maybe just 1 or 2 of them, we've had some great matchups, like 4 or 5 really good matchups. So
right.
we've just had a couple of weeks where it hasn't been. A couple of weeks ago, and now this week is other than like I said, 2 or 3 games. That's about all we got going on, unless there's some kind of major upset in the year. Weird.
As an Ohio State fan, I'm always rooting for the team playing Michigan. So I'm rooting for Maryland this week, but I'm not holding any hopes that they're going to win that game. I mean, it's Maryland just never wins late in the year. It's just one thing they don't do. So
Who's Maryland playing?
Michigan. It's at Maryland. It's a road game for Michigan. So
yeah.
You never know, but now Georgia Tech and Pittsburgh, I think, is an interesting game. But Up until when Pitt just looked horrible against Notre Dame, I was thinking, well, Pitt, so I don't see Pitt giving Georgia Tech a whole lot of problems, with the exception that Georgia Tech's defense isn't that great. So they just got to run Haynes King like crazy. If that guy doesn't die on the field, I don't mean that literally, because they live and die. They live with Haynes King as far as offense goes. If he ain't there, so they better hope to keep him hurt or he doesn't get hurt, keep him healthy. Nebraska at Penn State. Penn State showed a resurgence last week going into Michigan State and winning, so I'm guessing they'll probably beat Nebraska.
Yeah. I mean, I got to laugh because, normally you wouldn't think, hey, Penn State, Michigan State was a friggin',
Yeah.
bottom tier game. But, yeah, I don't, man, some of these.
And what a shame, Tennessee and Florida. I mean, that used to be the game, and now it's like,
Well,
but I still think Florida can win the game. They got great players, and it's at the Swamp.
Well, yeah.
So, but yeah,
they could, but that would be another big upset. And Tennessee has to win.
I'll take USC with you. You know what? Only because it hurts U of M. I root for Ohio State and whoever's playing Michigan or anybody that can do hurt to Michigan. So USC winning keeps them above Michigan because they beat them head to head on any chances of Michigan doing anything getting into the if we can't get to the final game, USC goes to the final game, not Michigan. So that's good. So
right.
We're taking the upsets here in the corner. USC and
since you took Cincinnati.
Yeah. Did we do the other game? The other ranked on ranked game?
Well, we talked about them.
Yeah, I can't remember who it is.
It's USC, Oregon.
Oh, Missouri and
Oklahoma.
Missouri and Oklahoma. Yeah, we didn't pick that game, did we? I don't know about that.
Well,
I had no dog in the fight in that one. So.
Well, I mean, obviously, Oklahoma pissed me off last week, so I'd like to see them get beat. But they're at home. They do have a great defense.
They do.
Brent Venables, he knows how to dial up a defense. So.
Yeah,
Oklahoma has been a little sporadic on the offensive side, but
big time. Yeah, I mean their numbers are garbage, and they beat Tennessee and Alabama with horrible numbers.
Horrible. I mean, 200 yards of offense and 11 first downs. I mean, geez.
Yeah.
And Tennessee and Alabama both doubled them in first downs and yardage, and still lost.
Yep.
But you can't turn the ball over.
That's right. That's
Missouri goes in and plays a perfect game. Which they'll have to.
Yeah, don't turn the ball over and run the football, which they can do. So
yeah, but Oklahoma also creates a lot of those turnovers.
They do because their up front guys are crazy.
What the heck, man? I'm being like attacked by a friggin' tiger over here.
The cat wants his own podcast.
I'm telling you, I ain't never had him do that before, man. He's friggin' biting my shirt and my arm, and
he probably smells all the breakfast.
He's staring at you, so you're the one he really wants a part of, not me. Yeah. So, anyways, be some interesting, another interesting week because it always is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All righty, well, enjoy the games. There's 2 of them, and maybe 3.
2 or 3 games.
Right.
Until we turn it on and see that, like we did last week whenever we flipped it over and South Carolina was up 30. Got somebody over your shoulder there. Was up 30, but better than a cat, I can tell you that.
No doubt. It'll be interesting to see where the crazy scores come from this week.
Yeah.
That they're out there. If I had to pick one, I'd say maybe I was looking at Texas. Who they're playing again? Arkansas. If Arkansas, they potentially could just jump all over Texas and make it ugly. I don't think it's going to happen because it's at Texas, but they can't score. So
yeah, I told you earlier in the week when we had our show in the midweek there that, and I truly believe this. And the more I've looked at it, I went back and looked at it some more. Arch Manning and Ty Simpson are a mirror.
Oh yeah.
Of one another. I mean, I watch them. And Ty Simpson, the way I watch him, holding on to the football, man, taking that 11-yard sack at the end of that game. All they needed was a field goal.
Yeah.
You take 11-yard sack at midfield, geez. Holding on to the ball over the drops. mean,
Yep.
that's not their fault. That's on the receivers.
Sure.
But both teams have had a lot of drops. I mean, balls hit their receivers right in the hands, right in the chest. I seen one for Texas last hit the guy right in the friggin' head. Not in the back of the head, right in the front.
Right.
So if I look at those similarities, I'm like, oh my gosh, man, both these quarterbacks are a friggin' mirror of each other. So, I don't know. I'd almost like to see. I really like Ty Simpson, and would wish him the absolute very best. I think he's very good, but maybe today we'll get to see a little bit of Keenan Russell, 5-star guy, triple threat.
Oh, really?
I mean, just see him a little bit and see what he can do.
Is he? Is Ty Simpson a senior, or is he already?
He's like a red shirt junior.
Okay.
He's in his 4th year, but he does still have another year left. Which, that friggin' dude from Vanderbilt, he wants to play his college career till he's like 30 or something. You see where he's got
Pavia.
that. Yeah, he's got that suit against the NCAA for his time at wherever, not to count.
He sued him for the JUCO years because you can't earn NIL in JUCO, so he wants those JUCO years. And I think he got it. I just don't know if it's done this year, if he's got another one or not.
Yeah.
But how much pounding can that guy take? He's not going to go pro as a quarterback. If he goes as pro, he's going to be like a linebacker or something. And if he goes as a quarterback, he's just going to get murdered because the pro famous, they're so much bigger and faster. Did you see any of the Thursday night football game? The Texans and Josh Allen, the Bills?
No, I did. I seen highlights of it.
Texans defense is number 1 in the NFL. They sacked Josh Allen 8 times.
Yeah, I did see that.
And it was Will Anderson Jr. from Alabama and some other guy, I can't remember what. Dude, they lived it. They had a chair and a drink in the backfield. They were just there the whole game.
Yeah. I seen the highlights. Usually in the NFL, I'll catch maybe a little bit of a game, but I always watch the highlights, see what's going on. And,
right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a college football diehard, man.
I honestly, I'll tune into the NFL these last few years to see how the college players that I liked them, like C.J. Stroud, guy probably with Alabama players. So when I saw Will Anderson Jr., I'm like, well, no wonder, like the Eagles, well, that's because it's the Georgia defensive line. That's why they're doing that, so yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, Fletch, because I do the same thing. I'll see something or see a highlight, and I'll think, where did that kid go to school?
Right. Exactly.
If I don't know myself, sometimes I'll look at, where did he go to school?
Oh, yeah.
That's my biggest question whenever I see something happen. I'm like, oh, yeah, where did he go to school?
Yeah, because the other guy opposite Will Anderson Jr., I don't know where he went to school. I didn't recognize his name, but he was a beast, just like Will Anderson was. I'm like, dude.
Well, that Henderson guy, Tavron Henderson or whatever.
Travion
Henderson?
Oh, yeah, from Ohio State that went to New England.
Yeah, man, he's friggin' lighting it up. Bijan Robinson.
Yep.
From Texas. I mean, they were solid when they were in college, but lighting it up in the NFL.
And New England's got the number 1 record in football all of a sudden. And like the last 3 or 4 weeks, Henderson's got like 5 TDs, and he looks like he's the fastest guy on the field. I mean, he's shot out of a cannon. Like,
right.
Wow. Good for him. That is great for him.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things. I'll say this real quick since we're here at the end of time here, but that's the difference between a guy like a Stetson Bennett, Pavio Diego, and all that kind of stuff, coming out of college football when they're 24, 25 years old or whatever, versus a guy that's coming out at 22,
right,
even 23, those couple years. I mean, those are their prime years when you get in there, especially in football, which has a lower lifespan, especially in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, you ain't going to be running over anybody. That's for dang sure. But anyways.
And it's a changed game in the NFL. When I was a kid, Drew Pearson and Tony Hill were the wide receivers for the Cowboys. It felt like my whole childhood. Now, you can't keep the same receivers for more than 2 years for you. Got to get rid of somebody, pay somebody, or it's just nuts. But, yeah, so the turnovers like crazy. Like Brock Bowers was amazing in college. And I just saw him the other day. I think he's on the Raiders. I'm like, I forgot about him because you don't hear anything about him.
Well, he's pretty good.
Well, I mean, he's just on a bad team, you know.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
he's pretty good, and he missed like 3 or 4 games.
Right, right.
But yeah, but he's pretty good.
I mean, and I knew it'd be good, you know, but it's like,
This
you know,
friggin' cat is friggin'.
you got catnip in your pocket or something?
I'm friggin' having it in my hand. It keeps biting my friggin' knuckles, man. Jeez.
All right, well, we'll get off here so you can deal with your cat.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're looking for a new cat, he'll be on the Route 4.
Yeah, we don't want to be. No cruelty to animals here.
Oh, he'll be fine. He's on Route
We
4.
don't- The Fletch Network is not about that. Don't nobody misunderstand. But,
He won't be on Route 4. He'll be on the side of it.
but if you are interested in a cat, I may have one for you.
And he's a real nice cat. He doesn't do anything bad. Doesn't bite anybody or nothing.
Well, you know what's weird about it? He's never done this.
I think he smells you got bacon or something on your fingers, man.
I mean, my daughter, we adopted from my daughter whenever she moved because she wasn't allowed to have pets. And this cat came here, and and I'm not a cat person, but it lays on my chest half the time. I'm like, yeah, get out of here. But I never had him friggin' bite me like this and everything. He's like attacking me, man. Hey!
All righty. Everybody enjoy the game. So real
right.
quickly, I got to pay the bills. Facebook, give us a like. YouTube, subscribe, hit the bells. Stay with us. We will do a show probably on Tuesday or Wednesday to recap the CFP. There's no sense in recapping today's games tomorrow. So we'll do it on the one show and talk about what's going to be happening the final week of the regular season and maybe lay it all out for the CFP. We got 2 CFPs left, Tuesday and the next Sunday. So that'll be interesting. Maybe next Sunday we'll talk about the playoffs. So if Randy's not in the hospital.
Yeah. Give my peace sign, but he can't chewed off 2 of my fingers.
All right. Enjoy the games, and we will
Yep.
talk to you guys next
We'll
week.
see you. Bye.